Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the latest Louis Vuitton price increase. So I'm sure by now most of you have already heard about this latest price increase. So I'm just going to be briefly going through the items that have been increased, and I'm also going to be sharing with you guys my unpopular opinion about it. I think this price increase was very much talked about because I believe that the last few price increases of Louis Vuitton have only been about like 5 to 10%. However, in this increase, it ranged from 8% to almost 30%. So I'm going to be sharing those items that got a huge price increase in this video. So I'm not going to be sharing all the details of every single item that had the price increase anymore because I feel like a lot of YouTubers have already tackled those in their videos and you can easily Google them as well. But I'm just going to be sharing with you guys some of the items that have notable price increases. The Pochette accessoire in canvas went from an old price of $1,050 to a new price of $1,290. The mini Pochette in monogram canvas went from an old price of $540 to a new price of $745, which is quite a bit. And this is the mini Pochette that I'm talking about, and I got this for the old price last year, so I'm really glad that I did because wow, pretty expensive now. The SPEEDYs went up, the bandoliers went up, and the bag style that everyone was talking about that had quite a bit of a price increase are the Neverfulls because they also went up quite a bit. The Neverfull PM in monogram went from $1,620 to now $1,960, so that's almost $2,000. The Neverfull MM in monogram canvas went from $1,690 to $2,030. That's $340, so still pretty significant. That's already $2,000 without tax. So it is getting into the kind of expensive price range already at this point. And the Neverfull GM in monogram canvas went from $1,760 to now $2,100. The Palm Springs backpack line also went up, as well as the on-the-go line. But the next most notable in this price increase would be the increase on the Pochette Cason. So all sizes of the Pochette Cason went up, and these prices are quite a bit. The biggest increase would be $1,100 on one bag, which is the Cason MM. So for the Pochette Cason, it went from $2,570 to $2,840. For the Cason in the PM size, it went from $3,900 to $4,700. That's an $800 difference from those two prices. And the Cason MM went from $4,300 to $5,400. And this is the one with a $1,100 price difference, which is quite big because if you bought it like before the price increase, you would have saved $1,100. That's a huge amount. So I feel like that's just really the most shocking out of all of them. I think it's because the Cason is in leather and they're really trying to market their leather as a high standard and high quality, hence the high prices. So those are the latest prices. If you want to know the details of everything else, you can just easily Google them. What I read through was from the purse blog, so I'll just link it down below as well. Before we go into my unpopular opinions, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If these are the kinds of videos that you like watching, I would appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to connect with me on my socials, it's at TrishTLM. Okay, now I want to talk about my unpopular opinion because everyone has been talking about it, and as much as these prices are really hefty already and might not even be affordable for me already at this point, I still kind of understand where Louis Vuitton is coming from, and low-key I feel like this price is justified and it's probably about time. And honestly, like, it's not even a lot of items compared to Chanel, where whenever they do price increases, like everything just goes up, like all the classics, and like you can't really do anything anymore basically. But the price increase of Louis Vuitton, the latest one, aside from the very few items, I'll mention them later, the two items that really had a significant increase and like really irked people, except for those two items, I feel like they didn't really, you know, go hard on the increase. You know what I mean? As compared to Chanel, right? So my unpopular opinion number one is that other brands are doing it and are getting away with it. They're getting away with these price increases. It's not about the consumer anymore. I feel like we've established this with Chanel, and it seems like Louis Vuitton is going in the same direction. I mean, at this point, I think that it's more about the branding and the image already rather than the consumer. It's really their image that they're focusing on at this rate, which is why they're doing all of these price increases. In a business perspective, if your competitors are increasing their prices and people are still largely buying, there's no reason not to do the same. Also add in the inflation rate to that, so I really feel like this price increase is sort of justified. My number two unpopular opinion is that it's been a while since they've done a significant price increase either way. They aren't even doing really huge price increases like Chanel, and their past price increases would be like 5 to 10%. So it's only now that we've seen like a really significant price increase, so we can't really target Louis Vuitton for that, and we can't go around complaining about it. If you compare this price increase to the Chanel price increase, this price increase is nothing. Number three, I don't think Louis Vuitton wants their brand to be considered as an affordable luxury anymore. They are aware that they are in the top three in the hierarchy of handbags, including Hermes and Chanel. And so, of course, they have to keep up with that level of exclusivity and level of luxury, or else they would be replaced by another brand, say a brand like Dior, for example. If they don't keep up with the prices of these other brands in their level, they're going to be left behind, and people aren't really going to be considering them as luxurious anymore. Consumers aren't going to give this brand as much of a high value anymore if they retain their old prices. Because can you imagine, like, the other brands in your level have prices that are way up there, and then you retain your prices at this level and never doing price increases, what's gonna happen, right? So I feel like that's more of the reasoning behind it. I mean, even you as a consumer, let me ask you, like, if Chanel's prices are way up here already, what are they now, like 8, 9 grand? If their bags are in the 8, 9 grand price range, and then Louis Vuitton remains under 2 grand, right? If all of their classic lines stay and remain in the $1,500 price range for a big bag already, a big functional bag that you can use for everyday and beat up for everyday, like, there's like a big discrepancy, so you really have to catch up. I'm just saying that they really have to catch up their prices a bit if the other brands that are in their level are already raising their prices. So yeah, I feel like it's just business at this point. For the longest time, there have also been rumors, and I feel like by now it's pretty obvious that Louis Vuitton really wanted to focus on their leather line rather than the canvas line. And it just goes to show that really it's because they are trying to keep up with the other two brands. Because consumers aren't going to be considering their brand as luxurious if they retain their canvas bags, or if they just continue to do their own ways. So as we can see, Louis Vuitton is stepping up because, yeah, brand image, they're one of the oldest. I feel like they are the oldest in the trunk making industry. So these price increases are mainly to retain their brand image and return to their old glory. So another example that I want to put out there in relation to what I said about Louis Vuitton and the consumer. For example, okay, the Neverfull bag, the ever so popular Neverfull. For a while, people have referred to the Neverfull and the SPEEDY bag as basic already. Like, I would see it in a lot of videos, I would see it in a lot of recommendations, like starter handbags, which, yeah, I also actually included my SPEEDY as a starter handbag. But yeah, you know, like, you'd see these memes, like, basic college girl with a Neverfull bag. You know, it's becoming commonplace, and Louis Vuitton, I guess, doesn't want that reputation anymore. Because even you, like, if you are a carrier of their handbags, if you had a Neverfull and or a SPEEDY and you walked around, and then other people would be like, I mean, you don't hear it, but people would be like, oh, she's basic because she's wearing a Neverfull bag or a SPEEDY bag. Like, what would you feel, right? So I feel like it also benefits the consumer consumer either way because they're making it less attainable, thus it gives your bag more prestige. They need to keep raising the prices up because they don't really want to be connected with that image anymore of being like a basic bag or like the bag that everyone has. So what I thought about actually was the Goyard, what do you call it, St. Louis, I think it's St. Louis, that everyone these days, like a lot of people tend to buy that bag instead of the Neverfull because they don't want to be basic. That's usually it. Like if you see girls wearing the Goyard St. Louis, it's because they don't want a bag that's known yet. They didn't want to buy the Neverfull because it's basic and everyone has them. Those are usually the reasons, because no one knows Goyard. It's not so much about the design, you know, because they're both the same function. It's just really the PVC canvas, right? It's really more of the Neverfull is too basic and everyone has them. That's why they're going to Goyard. I mean, if you have a St. Louis, let me know why you bought the St. Louis, because I feel like, I mean, I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but I feel like that's the reason why most people have started to buy that bag instead of the Neverfull. So if you look at it, people are heading to Goyard because it's not really that known yet, not everyone's wearing it. But when you compare the quality of both bags, and I've seen this from reviews as well, the Neverfull canvas is actually thicker, and I feel like it's even thicker now because the new canvas that they're rolling out, I hear, is thick. So if you compare the Neverfull canvas to the Goyard canvas, the Louis Vuitton Neverfull canvas is actually thicker and more hard-wearing than the Goyard one. Also, if you see reviews, if you beat up your Goyard St. Louis, I see a lot of reviews that the corners start scuffing right away, and basically their canvas is very, very thin. Like, it's very lightweight, but the canvas is very thin, so you have to take care of it. Or if you're gonna get the Goyard bags, get the ones that have leather in the bottom so that if it does scuff, it won't really ruin the PVC canvas. Whereas with Louis Vuitton, you've seen Neverfulls that are like 30, 40 years old and the canvas is still really holding up really well, so it just goes to show for the quality of the brand. So I feel like when you look at it that way, in comparison with other brands with the same style of bag that are available in the market, they are like probably one of the best already with really great quality. So I feel like for this reason, their pricing is justified because they're probably the best in the market. Okay, and last that I want to talk about is the mini Pochette's price increase, which a lot of people have talked about as well, because this is one of the biggest things that people were like really shocked about, because they got, okay, I'll show you guys my mini Pochette. So this is my mini Pochette that I got last year for around like 27,000 pesos retail, and that was a very fair price for this, I believe. But for this mini Pochette, the price increase went from $540 to now $745. So that's almost about like 38,000 pesos when converted here in the Philippines. And yeah, that's the biggest thing that people were like really irked about, because oh my gosh, how can this be so expensive already when for the longest time this was selling for like, you know, 27,000 pesos brand new, right? So what I want to do is I want to compare this with the Chanel mini O-case that I have here, because right now at $745 for this mini Pochette, it is already the same price as the mini O-case. I'm actually not sure what the current retail for the mini O-case is in leather. I couldn't find the latest 2022 prices online, but I got this also brand new from a personal shopper last year for about, I think, like 38,000 pesos. So now if you buy this from the store, it will cost you almost about 38,000 pesos as well, $745. And if you compare them, okay, now a lot of you are going to say that this mini O-case is leather, it's Chanel, and yeah, basically that's all that's different with it, that it's leather, because this is canvas. So a lot of people are going to argue that Chanel can charge that amount because it's leather, but when you think about it, the mini O-case is actually more functional. And I believe that at $745, although right now it may be a shock to some people, when you look at it, when you look at the value of the item, okay, like face value, I feel like because the other options in the market is almost the same price, I feel like it is fair. I feel like it's fair pricing for this to be $745, because these two are the most compared in YouTube videos and, well, everywhere. If you search, like, it's always a mini pochette versus mini O-case comparison or something similar. But when you watch those videos, you'll actually find that if you compare these two, this mini pochette actually fits more than the mini O-case, because the mini O-case, as you can see, is flat. You know what? You guys just gave me an idea to make like a comparison video on these two as well. Because yeah, the mini O-case is really, it's flat, although it can stretch out if you put stuff in it. But the mini pochette has like a bit of depth over here, so it actually stretches out and you can put way more versus the O-case. Also, there's a lot of ways to use this mini pochette. I'm not going to go into it in this video because it needs a whole new other video for that. But yeah, this very multifunctional and when compared to this. And now they're the same price, and honestly, like, even for $745 US, which would I buy, I feel like this is still more worth your money than a mini O-case for $745 US. So this mini pochette is definitely more versatile, and so I feel like, as much as a lot of people are complaining that it's now $745 US, at this point, I feel like it's still worth it. If I didn't have this mini pochette before the price increase, I still would have bought it at $745, I feel like. But because I did, I am lucky that I got it from retail, so yeah, I'm just lucky that I got it when it was still like $540. So yeah, those are my unpopular opinions about the latest Louis Vuitton price increase. I hope you guys don't kill me because I feel like I said some pretty like hard-hitting stuff, pretty controversial maybe for some people. Honestly, like, when brands raise their prices, you know, like, I don't think I can afford them either. I mean, I you know, like, price-wise, we are truly starting to get priced out. A lot of people have already been priced out of a lot of luxury brands. But I'm speaking in more of a brand perspective and more of, like, their marketing perspective and how they're really just trying to maintain their brand image. For me, it's really more of just maintaining their brand image. Brands do these price increases because they do need to maintain their image, or the brand isn't going to be attractive to people anymore. Let me know what you guys think. It's quite a lot of items that I discussed, so I really want to know if you have like violent reactions or something. I don't know, am I seeing it in a different light or whatever? Yeah, just let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me or not, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, I would appreciate it if you could hit that like button down below to help the YouTube algorithm, and if you want to connect with me on my socials, it's at TrishDLF. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you could, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!